Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on? I hope you guys are having a great day. So the stock market is acting crazy right now. Today, I thought was going to be a good day, but then the market actually dipped toward the end of the day. And I'm going to explain to you what's going on with the stock market and will the storm ever end? We're going to break all that down for you. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every single day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day under one condition. The condition is that we are Black first. Black first means that we put our community at the top of our priority list. Black first means that we educate our kids. Black first means we break generational curses in half. We do not continue those curses. Also, Black first means that we teach wealth to our children. So if you agree with this philosophy, if you're part of the B1 community, put a B1 in the chat, hashtag B1. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Jerry. Shout out the city that you're from. Let me know what city you're from. Hey, Hugh, how you doing? I see I'm the first to hit the like button on this video. Well, I appreciate you. So if everybody could hit the like button, share button, thumbs up button, and everything else. And some of you are asking what's on my shirt. It says support Black business. We got to support Black businesses. In the Black Business School, we believe in what is called the Black Core of Three. The Black Core of Three is that we believe Black people should educate our own children, create our own jobs, and support Black businesses. If you agree with that philosophy, just put a yes in the chat. Let me know if you agree that we should educate our own children so that these white folks don't keep messing our kids up. Create our own jobs so that we don't have to spend our time begging massa for an opportunity. We can create opportunities on our own and support Black businesses. The more money you put in the hands of Black business owners, the more you can build your schools, the more you can build more businesses, the more you can actually give your kids someplace to go after they graduate from college so they don't go to some amazing HBCU, get educated at the highest level. Also, they can leave their community and go serve a corporation that is owned and run by somebody else. That's the long-term play. That's the big plan. That's the broad vision. We must maintain that. We must commit to that. I'm not out here seeking jobs for Black folks. I want us creating the jobs, and then we can seek the jobs that we create instead of seeking the jobs that are created by other people. Can I get an amen in the chat? Give me an amen if you agree with what I'm saying here. All right, so let's talk about this stock market and what's going on with this market. Stick around to the end of the video. I'll give you my stock pick of the week. I'll let you also know a couple things I'm invested in that I think are going to be really great money-making opportunities for you. My goal is to see you make money and see you become successful. So let me tell you what happened today. For a minute, I got really happy. I really thought that the stock market was going to actually give us a good day of sunshine. I've learned to view this market with a tremendous amount of cautious optimism because this stock market is just a beast and a bum and a jerk, and it's painful to watch right now. I understand it. A lot of you, especially those of you who are in our Prime program, I know you're feeling it. There's a URL if you guys want to go take a look at it. I know you're feeling it. And part of the reason that in the Prime program, I've really been pushing you guys to take on the bearish strategy of selling the call options, selling the covered calls. That's one of the things we do to generate income is because I figured that this was going to be a prolonged down period. There were a lot of indicators that said that you're going to have a long period of pain before you start getting the game back. Now, the long-term history of the market is one that no matter how low the market has ever gotten in history, it has always gotten back to where it was and then moved beyond. The downside of that is you don't know how long it's going to take. And in this particular case, you have an extraordinarily sick stock market. So imagine if you have two people that show up to the hospital and one has a common cold. The other one, it looks like he might get pneumonia. The guy with the cold, he's pretty healthy. He exercises every day. The other guy, it doesn't exercise at all. The first guy with common cold, not only does he exercise every day, but he eats vegetables and fruits as much as possible. The other guy, he drinks beer, smokes weed, uses a little bit of drugs, whatever he can do to kind of ruin his body. Eats a lot of cheeseburgers and stuff like that. The second guy's situation is different from the first. The one guy, you think he's going to recover pretty quickly. It's going to be fine. The other guy has significant health issues. He's obese. His body hasn't been taken care of. He's going to have to go through a process to get better. He might be in the hospital for a minute. The first guy, he'll probably be in there for a day. Why do I use that analogy? Well, your stock market, typically when you have a decline, you have that first scenario where you have a relatively healthy economy where there's just a little bit of a correction, a little bit of movement, not a big deal. It's going to be all right. It will recover in a few weeks. This market's different because you have a lot of fundamental issues related to bad Fed policy. Fed policy has just been so bad. They have been boosting and propping up this market. They've had something in place called a Fed put for a very long time, where whenever the market would dip a little bit, they would start pumping more money supply into the economy, and they will boost up these asset prices. So the problem is that you're watching the unraveling of what some consider to be a financial illusion. Imagine if somebody came to your house and said, you won the lottery, right? How would you feel if somebody came to your house and told you just won the $1 billion lottery? How happy would you be? Tell me in the chat. Let me know. How would you feel if somebody came to you and said, you just won $1 billion, so come to the law office and sign the paperwork, and you'll have $1 billion or $500 million in your bank account after taxes and all that stuff. You feel pretty good, right? Give me a yes in chat if you feel pretty good about that. Well, so you'd probably be jumping up and down, doing cartwheels and jumping jacks and hugging your relatives and screaming, "Thank you, Jesus," and everything else, right? So you spend a day or two believing that you won the lottery. You spend a day or two. I promise you I'm going somewhere with this. I just like analogies. They work for me, and I hope they work for you. So you spend a couple of days believing that you won the lottery. You're excited. You're feeling good. You're making plans. You're talking about where you're going to go on vacation. You told your boss to kiss your entire black ass. Like, you're just moving. Like, you're ready to go, right? And then let's say you get a call where someone says, did someone call you the other day and say that you won the lottery? And you're like, yeah. Well, that guy, we found out that there's a scammer going through the neighborhood telling everybody that they won the lottery because he's trying to get them, he's trying to extort money from them. Maybe he charges you $1,000 fee so you can get your $1 billion check or whatever, right? So long story short, how would you feel at that point? Well, you'd feel devastated. You'd feel sad. You'd feel like you lost $1 billion, right? Like, you'd be like, God dang, I never lost that much money in my life. But then the question becomes, did you actually lose the money? Or was that never your money to begin with? Well, it was never your money to begin with. It was always an illusion. It was always a lie. You just weren't in on the joke. You weren't in on the lie. So what am I saying? Where am I going with these analogies? Y'all know how I am. I got to explain it any way that comes to mind. So this market was an illusion. You didn't really necessarily lose a lot of money. You really lost money that wasn't yours in the first place. You've been dating a girl that's been catfishing you for the last 3 years. You've been, you've been connected to a valuation and feeling what is called a wealth effect psychologically that made you feel like you were richer than you were because these prices never should have been what they were. In the pandemic, when you had prices of companies like Zoom trading at $600-700 a share, Zoom was never worth $600-700 a share. Zoom has always been worth about what it's worth right now, maybe less. So now you're getting the unraveling of the illusion, and the illusion may take a little while to unravel. It's like you find out that there is, that there's a scandal going on, and you're like, holy crap, like, how deep does it go? How many lies have I been told? So now you're in that process. You're in that process of trying to figure out what's going on. So nobody knows. Nobody knows how long this is going to last, right? But here's the thing. Here's what gives you hope. This is the good news. I sound like Pastor Fred right now, but here's the good news. The good news is that there's no time in history where the market has gone down like this and not recovered. Right? The good news is that if you can be patient, if you can hold on, if you can be consistent and consistently buy in the dip on good quality companies, you're going to make money. Chances are you're going to make a ton of money in 5 years. If you're consistent and you refuse to sell your assets, you're going to have more money than 90% of your friends by the year 2025 or the year 2026. I can almost guarantee that because, believe me, I have written research papers on the stock market. When you write a research paper, by the way, you can't write stuff that's in a book. I'm not reiterating stuff that's in a book. You're writing stuff that's not in the textbooks yet. So you literally have to make a discovery. If people already know it, then it doesn't count as a research paper. So when I was at Syracuse, I had to make discoveries on the stock market. And this is what I'm telling you. The market is going to recover eventually, but it may take some time because you got a lot of fundamental problems that you got to unravel. Now, do me a favor. I'm going to move on. Do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, share, subscribe Also, just a friendly reminder, there are some fake spam accounts out here that pretend to be me that will hit you up and say, inbox me. I see one of them that's in here now. I blocked him, but at the same time, if you see an account like that that's fake, believe me, they're on TikTok, they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, they're on YouTube. Do not give these people money. And also, please report those accounts so that other people won't get harmed by this. Also, I want to remind everybody that we are less than a month away from this year's All Black National Convention. If you like Black folks, if you like to be in communities of positive people that also believe the same things you believe, the All Black National Convention is the place for you. It is a lot of fun. Hundreds and hundreds of people show up every year from the B1 community. And so if you'd like to get your passes for the convention, just go to allblacknationalconvention.com. I'll put the URL on the screen so you guys can see it. And we're actually going to cover a lot of things related to business and crypto and investing and real estate and everything else. But also we have panels that go beyond financial stuff. We have therapists that are speaking. We have body language experts. We have a billionaire, Mike Roberts, who's going to speak. We have the chairman of the Air Jordan brand, Larry Miller, who actually took Michael Jordan's brand up to $3 billion a year. He's going to be there. So there are a lot of great high-powered people there that you get a chance to meet and a chance to hear from. And I want you to hear from the smartest, best, and brightest, but I really want you to hear from people that put our community first. That's the requirement to even speak at the convention. We had other celebrities that wanted to come in and all that. I don't care if white folks put you on TV. I need to know if Black folks are going to believe in what you have to say. So ultimately, that's our criteria for picking our speakers at the convention. I think you're going to really love it. All right, so the URL's on the screen, allblacknationalconvention.com. You can be a volunteer, you can be a vendor, you can be a sponsor. If you want to advertise your business, all those things are available. Just go to the website. Okay. Oh, and by the way, October 7th is the last day you can get the discounted hotel room. So just keep that in mind. All right. So here's a couple more things, and I'll share these couple of thoughts, and then I'll let you guys know the investments I'm making this week. So the big thing to understand with this market, here's what happened today. The reason the market went up and went down is because there was a Fed. There's a person in the Fed, a Fed governor or something, and he went out and he made a comment about the Fed possibly overstepping in their interest rate hikes. He made the comment that he's concerned that the Federal Reserve has gone too far, too fast when it comes to rate hikes. You know, he believes that the Federal Reserve it may reverse their rate hikes at some point in the near future because they feel like they've overshot it. That comment was absolute crap because this person who made this comment, he has no voting power in the Fed. The Fed barely listens to him. But because the market is so desperate for any piece of good news, the market reacted to this guy's words. I don't even have the guy's name in front of me, but it doesn't even matter what his name is. Just imagine a highly irrelevant person who's just running their mouth. So a lot of people bought into this, and you saw a rally this morning. Now, the rallies are beautiful, though, because those of you that are in the Prime program understand this. What I sent you all a text this morning to say that while the rally's taking place, go ahead and get your put options in place to protect your portfolio from the bottom. When the market goes up, that's when the put options are cheapest. So I said, pick your vomit price, your floor, the floor you don't want to go beneath. Go ahead and buy some put options on your floor. Those puts are cheaper now because you have a rally. Chances are this is a short-lived rally. It's not going to last forever. So what happens by the end of the day, literally, I didn't think it was going to happen this fast. By the end of the day, people realize that his comments were BS. So the prices start going down again. So the market started off with a 200 point. I think the Dow was up 200 this morning, and now it ended the day down about 200 points or about 180 or something like that. This is just not a good market right now. And there's a saying that says, don't fight the Fed. And so right now, the Fed is doing everything it can to wreck the economy. It's doing everything it can to wreck the stock market. It does not care. It ain't coming to save you. And so what is being removed is something called the Fed put. The Fed put is this idea that whenever the market starts getting too bad, whenever things start getting too hard for us little investors, the Fed's going to step in, pump up the money supply, and boost our stock prices up. That ain't happening no more. That's done. That's done. That's just like what was it? I saw something where there was a kid who was in trouble and he was emotionally manipulating his mother to save him from the trouble he created. And his mother had already, you know what I'm talking about. You always have those baby boy scenarios where you have a boy who, like, every time he cries to his mama comes and saves him, you know, like a little wimp. And he was whining to his mother, like, Mom, I don't want to go to jail. I'm scared. They're going to be mean to me, whatever. And she was done. She was like, no, you're going to pay a price for your bad choices. I'm not saving you anymore. Well, that's the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve has always been the mother that has come in and saved the investors like us when we take on too much risk and the market starts to decline. Because we always knew there was a financial cushion, that would change the economic incentives, and it would cause investors and hedge fund managers to take excessive amounts of risk because they always knew the Fed put was there. Your risk profile changes when you think you have a safety net versus when you don't have a safety net. That's no different from regular life. When you knew mommy and daddy was going to come save you, you made different choices than if you knew your parents wouldn't save you. When I went to college, my parents told me, if you get locked up, you're going to stay in jail. If you go broke, you're going to have to find a way to get food. We're not saving you. So I had different choices. I made different choices in college than a lot of my friends who had parents where they got on the phone and cried to mama a little bit. Mama would always come in and save them no matter what they did. The Fed is not doing that anymore. So what you're seeing is a fundamental shift in the way risk is even processed in this market. You're seeing a shift in how investors will invest. You're seeing a shift in how the market is perceived. You're seeing a shift in what types of investors will even play this game. This is a shifting game in the sense that before anybody could play the game, before anybody could hop in, throw in some money, keep buying the dip, and eventually make money in short order because the Fed put was always there. The Fed put has disappeared because the Federal Reserve has made the announcement that their number one factor that they are fighting against right now is inflation. They care nothing about anything other than fighting inflation. They do not care if the unemployment rate goes up. They want it to go up. They do not care if GDP goes down. They kind of want it to slow down. They do not care if your stocks keep dipping. They kind of want it to dip. So ultimately, until they are clearly done fighting this inflation issue, and Jay Powell has communicated that he's going to go overboard with this, that he's going to go hard. He invoked the name of a guy named Paul Volcker. Paul Volcker was the great hammerer when it came to inflation. They had an inflationary problem. When Volcker came in as the Federal Reserve Chairman, Volcker beat down inflation so bad that he wrecked the entire economy in the process because he did not care what anybody thought about what he was doing. People hated him for it, but he did get inflation under control. That's kind of what Jay Powell is trying to do. I don't think he's Paul Volcker. He's kind of a wimp, honestly, in this area, but he's trying to prove that he's gangster. He's trying to prove I'm as tough as Paul Volcker, and I'm going to kill this inflation problem no matter what it takes. So that's why you're going to have some issues long term. Now, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Also, just a reminder, if you want to teach financial topics and concepts to your kids, we have financial flashcards for children that we developed ourselves. So feel free to go to financialflashcards.com. That URL is right there on the screen. And so let me give you guys my stock pick of the week in the investments I'm making. One of the stock I like right now is Petco. Petco, the ticker symbol is WOOF, WOOF, like wolf, like a dog, like woof, woof, get it? So Petco is a stock that I invested heavily in. I'm also buying more Bitcoin. I'm accelerating my Bitcoin purchases. My goal with Bitcoin is simple. I'm going to keep buying Bitcoin. I'm going to buy it every week. Buy it. And I'm never going to sell. I'm rarely going to sell my Bitcoin unless I absolutely have to, because I am a firm believer that Bitcoin at 20,000 is going to look like a crazy bargain in about 8 or 9 years. I really believe that when the economy starts to change, when people start getting to the point where they're willing to take a risk again, I think Bitcoin is going to just kaboom, straight to the moon. But then again, maybe I'm wrong, but I really think I'm right about this. Okay. So by the way, some of you have asked how to advertise on this channel. If you'd like to get a Dr. Boyce shout out on the platform, feel free to go to drboycefinance.com. And you can actually purchase a shout out. I'll shout out your business and shout out your platform, whatever it is that you need. All right, guys. So have a good day. And I hope that this was helpful to you. I hope you learned something today. And I look forward to seeing you guys at the convention. My website is boycewatkins.com. So if you want to know more what we got going on, go to boycewatkins.com. Or if you're on Instagram, what's up on Instagram? Just click the link in the bio. There's plenty of stuff up there for you. And I wish you guys the very, very best. And happy investing, and keep being patient. I know it's tough, but it does get better after the storm. So I'll see you guys later. Take care. Have a good day. Peace.